Coach of the Auckland team, Wayne Eubank. Manawatu Turbos, starting 15 at number 1, Cuban Byers. Number 2 is Rob Hawke. Number 3 is Brizzy. Number 4, Fraser Stone. Number 5, Gerald. Number 6 this afternoon, Nick Broswell, captain. Number 7, Callum Gibbons. Number 8, James Oliver. Number 9 is Nick Serze. Number 10, James Deludi. Number 11, Marcy Thun. Number 12, Peter
yes, Gav.
Boogie. 13, Jason Emery. 14 in the Turbos today, Evie Scudder.
No good for no longer the Bay. They are Hawke's Bay. They are no longer the Bay. We've lost the right. Foolishly lost the right.
All right, everybody, Turbo.
The 2013 ITM Cup is proudly brought to you by the Tui Brewery.
Couple of seasons ago, FMG Stadium in Palmerston North was the home of Aaron Smith and Aaron Cruden. Of course, they've moved on to higher honours, and the green and white fans are eagerly anticipating the next wave of rising stars. And today here in Palmerston North, they host Auckland, one of the heavyweights of the New Zealand provincial rugby scene. And joining me in commentary today, former All Black Justin Marshall.
Yes, good afternoon, Grant, and good afternoon, everybody. And the Bucketheads are out in force. It's a beautiful afternoon here, and plenty for Manawatu to play for, and an interesting battle with Auckland today. There's the turbines, and will the turbines be spinning nice and quick and be able to put Auckland away today? We soon shall see.
Let's find out about conditions from Ian Smith.
Well, you can see there's a bit of a breeze from the east, actually, so the side playing from left to right will have a slight advantage there, northeasterly. So as we look at the picture, when game time comes around, top left, bottom right, that's the angle of the breeze in this boat. There's the Auckland side. Yep,
plenty of familiar names in the starting lineup. Hadley Parks coming back to his old province. Piri Wepu, the veteran of 71 test matches. And in the pack, plenty of power with Super Rugby players like Saili, McCartney and Manu. And they made a good start too last week with that win over North Harbour. They made a good start, but didn't finish the match off too well. But Auckland have a very good record over Manawatu in recent years. In fact, Manawatu haven't won this game since 1981. Well, Hadley Parks back to familiar territory. In fact, he's from Manawatu, and he was here in 2010. Then he went to Auckland, had a couple of seasons up there, and of course he was with the Southern Kings in Super Rugby in South Africa, but he has no intention of heading back to play for them. So Auckland are out there looking to make it 2 out of 2 in the competition. And now Manawatu.
Yeah, well, the Manawatu team, they have plenty to play for today, as mentioned. They've got a good, strong forward pack with the likes of Oliver, Gibbons and Crosswell to complement that type 5. And out the back, they've got some players that can score some tries. And Marshall, Milner, Scudder, Emery is very good in the centres. And Sturzaker, Nick Sturzaker has made his way from the Force over to the Manawatu and Palmerston North. So there they are, the Turbos, and they didn't get away to a great start. They got a bit of a thumping by Hawke's Bay last week, so they'll be pretty keen to make amends for that. Very big crowd that's come in here today have made their way out to see this side perform. Nick Croswell will lead them out, and it'll be interesting to see just what type of rugby they are prepared to play against this Auckland team. As Nisbo mentioned, plenty of familiar names in that Auckland side, some Super Rugby players, but they certainly won't be overawed. Sometimes when you get an opportunity at this level to play against the big Super Rugby stars, you tend to be inspired. mentioned a lot of the key players in the back line, and one of those players we can see in shot now, Tomasi Thama. Well, he's a versatile player. He can play anywhere in the back line. They've got him on the wing today, but he has the ability, obviously, to move around the back line. So his skill level and his ability to step in at first receiver, there he is, will be absolutely what the Turbos are after today, to get the pace they want onto the board and also that unpredictability.
Yes, it's been all Auckland. Well, that was quite close in 2009. That game was played at Eden Park, and only a 3-point winning margin there for Auckland. And they held the shield in 2008 and repulsed the Manawatu challenge by 25 points to 3. So Nick Bryant is the man with the whistle in the middle, and Dean Bishop and Mark Long are the assistant referees.
We've still got about a minute.
And TMO today is Graham Hart. So it's a fine day. There's a bit of wind around as we play the last match in round 2 of the ITM Cup. And it's been quite a weekend. Piri Wepu's mum has come up from Wellington to have a look at her boy. And there he is. Still got a fair bit to prove, has Piri Wepu. So Jade Turiri to get this game underway. ITM Cup between Manawatu and Auckland, and rising high and pulling it in was Loaki Moli for Auckland, and they've got this big powerful forward pack with 3 Super Rugby players in the front row, and that certainly helps as Hadley Parks drills it away downfield. Not a particularly convincing kick, and Ruri has put it away, and now the kick is made by Simon Hickey for Auckland, and getting good distance. And Manawatu most likely take the conservative approach here and try and get it across the touchline, and they do. So Tom McCartney.
If we can't get the first one right, we'll never get any of them right. 2 straight lines, a hooker.
Well, he's been around a while, Tom McCartney. 76 games. And, of course, a regular with the Blues as Wepu goes with a very flat pass to Parks. And now Wepu gets it away for Hickey. And Kikatoa bouncing through a couple of tackles. And Wepu again, and Hickey gets it out into midfield. This is Tui Pelotu, the big lock forward. And Manawatu having to make some tackles. Their defence last week against Hawke's Bay left a lot to be desired. And here's a big charge coming up right through the centre, and beautifully hauled in by a right winger, George Moala, who'd come across. And they have turned it over here, Manawatu. And there's a bit of space here for the clearing kick. And Tururi makes that kick, and they survive that initial onslaught.
That was a good attack from Auckland. Nice and direct at the advantage line. And the Manawatu defence did hold. There's the punch through. It was a lovely little pass. And from there, they managed to regather the ball. And it was when Piri Wepu went to clear it. He goes for the dive pass. Somebody managed to knock it out of his hands.
Manawatu get it in quickly, but it hasn't worked out for them. And Wepu gets rid of it quickly, so that's turned over. And Manawatu, their own worst enemies at the moment. Zoe Longy off the left wing makes ground for Auckland, and they get a penalty. Well, they've had all the ball so far, and Manawatu will be disappointed with their line-out throw.
Well, this is the movement across the back line. It was from a turnover line-out. I think you can see here Oliver, he's the tackler. He goes in and he's off his feet there, and he's asked to let go of the ball. I guess he's a bit not helped by all the Auckland hands on it as well, but he was off his feet initially, so that was what the first infringement was, and he could have got pinged for either.
This kick for Simon Hickey, and slightly across him, it's into his face, slightly across from right to left, so he'll be looking just outside the right hand upright, one would assume. Trying to bring it in on the breeze there. Kick of around about what's that, about 40 metres, 43 metres. Nice direct running from Auckland off some flat passing, so the Manawatu defence sorely tested early.
So first kick coming up, and he's judged this beautifully, has Simon Hickey. And first points in the game go the way of Auckland. And 4 minutes gone in the match, and Auckland ahead by 3-0. You really think Manawatu should be kicking off the other way, so the sun is in the eyes of the Auckland players, but never mind. Just a thought. As the kickoff is made and taken in and handed off to Wepu. Here once again is Soilongi. Now Hickey, he shifts it on to Parks. And Farmer is lining this one up just on his own side of halfway. And looking to launch from the back. Here is James Oliver. And that's the halfway line. Snapped up by Foreman. And Auckland now having to make a few tackles. Nick Croswell, the skipper. They don't mind the physical game. They've got some good strong forwards in there, Manawatu, but just at the moment, well, he's flat-footed, wasn't he, Rob Foreman? And he got driven back, so Sturzaker hands it away to Ruri, and now they move it across. Good hands there from Jason Emery. He's a brilliant player. And chased across dangerously close to the touchline, and not quite out. Just cleverly kept in the ruck for long enough. Now Sturzaker for Teruri. Loose pass. Snapped up though by Croswell. Here's Oliver. Again, very close to this near touchline. And not really going anywhere. Just need to bust it through the middle, and that's a much better run that time from Fraser Stone. Now here's Emery once more. They're only just in Auckland territory here. They seem to have had the ball for ages. Okay, this might be a test with the breeze, just to see whether there's a chance of a goal from a fair distance out.
It was better. It got better as the attack went on for the Turbos. They were quite lateral initially, and it takes good footwork like this to go forward. It's Emery again, and geez, to be fair, you'd think Hadley Park ripped that ball off him before he hit the ground, so I think they could be harshly done by their Auckland. He is going to have a shot at goal here, Smithy. So you think he's into the breeze a bit?
No, he's got the one straight behind him. This kick direction is actually the actual direction of the breeze, so a northeasterly for you guys from Queenstown. That's top left, bottom right as you look at it on your screen.
Good feedback, I appreciate that.
Okay, just a young fella, 20 years of age. First game in front of the home crowd here, and oh gee, he's got the distance by miles. That's a tremendous kick. So no problem, that flew over, almost landed over the dead ball line, I think. So it's 3-3 at Palmerston North, 7 gone.
Still a player down in midfield here, and it may well be Poliasi Manu.
He's got that left ankle heavily bandaged. So Simon Hickey. Oliver wants it, gets it. Yeah, really disappointed with their effort last week against Hawke's Bay, and apparently the training this week has been fairly intense under Jason O'Halloran as Teruri moves it on. Here is a nice run from Tafui. Sturzaker. Teruri again hands it on, and Fraser Stone takes it up. Nice offload in the tackle by Teruri, and playing advantage. So now the little kick and chase, but this won't work out because straight to Peter Saili. I don't know whether it's me, Justin, but some of these blokes who played in Super Rugby look as though they've bulked up a bit.
Might be just the the unflattering white shorts, Nisbo. I don't know. You're close to the action, Nisbo. What's your thoughts?
I just looked at Peter Saili and thought he's enormous. So the penalty is taken. Oh, that's a bad miss. And that's also a bad miss. Dear me. Nisania puts it down in a great position for the green and whites.
Well, they were kicking for touch, weren't they? And Tereri tried to get quite a lot of distance on it and didn't quite get there. And now they've got a scrum right out in the midfield, which was equally, or it's a better result actually. Look at that, Terry Wright, he scored 5 tries in the 84 match. And that is a superb stat for Terry Wright, the flying winger. Remember, well, they're not built like him anymore.
No, no.
So Manawatu got a 4-2 split here. So they've got the fullback and the right winger here on the right. And that is Milner Scudder and Lewis Marshall.
Crouch! Okay, now stand up. There's no way you're straight there, eh? That's why you're head to head.
So key man here is Oliver off the back.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're just on an angle, you're not straight as your hooker, is it?
Let's go, green! Boys.
Crouch!
So
Bind!
Sturzaker
Sit!
from the Melbourne Rebels
Yes, 9.
to get it in. Plenty of weight coming. Here he goes. Sturzaker still going! And the little halfback's in.
Well, they got the benefit of the mistake from Auckland with the scrum right out in front of the post. The scrum held quite well. Now, Perry Whipper, he came right around in defence. He chased after the number 8. So sometimes the halfback tends to sit back and then try and cover that other side. He decided to follow it around. This is the crazy kick that goes deep. You can see it almost made touch, didn't quite. Then the mistake from Visania, he knocked it forward. Then they got the opportunity to attack from a scrum rather than the line out. Watch Weeper, he goes right round and chases. And Sturzaker there, he just got the jump on the flanker, and over he goes for a great try.
Wayne Pivac and Paul Feeney upstairs will be fuming, absolutely fuming at this. At the way that Manawatu have scored with ease from that. Hardly a finger laid on the halfback. It was a dream move in training that you practice without any defence, and Auckland hardly fronted with any either. So they'll be most disappointed there. Joe Edwards, the number 6, was the player exposed for speed out to the left.
Conversion attempt is just fading away. So Nick Sturzaker, as I said before, from the Melbourne Rebels, didn't get a lot of starting time for the Rebels, and he wasn't that good against Hawke's Bay, and he'd be the first to admit it, but that's a very good try. Okay, so Hickey gets us going again. 12 minutes gone, first half. Oliver, who's had plenty to do in the opening stages, fullback right up there. Isania right up there to make the tackle. Oh, that was always going to be charged. Looking for a decent bounce, didn't get it. And he's playing a knock on to Pelotu. It just needed to sit up, but the rugby ball's not like that.
There was no protection there for Sturzaker to kick. So Tui Pelotu, he had all the rights there. Look at that. Nobody there. Jumps the gun really well. No protection. He actually stepped forward, Sturzaker, and as he went to pick it up to Pelotu, he just knocked it forward, luckily for Manawatu.
Tuangafasi there as well. It's a formidable Auckland forward pack, and Manawatu are backed onto their own line here.
Yeah, it's a big pack, isn't it? So we'll just see the Manawatu scrum on attack was very, very solid, but there will be a mighty thrust at some stage, you would assume, from the men in blue and white here.
Just too far on this side, because we need to be able to get ear to ear. So this, now you're good. It's just these two guys here need to be closer.
Puliasi Manu on this loose head side for the Auckland
You need to be ear to ear though.
side. He of course played a big part in the Chiefs win in Super Rugby.
Come on, Crossy! Come on, boys. There we go, Bob. Me, what? Scrum call, Pete. Come on. Crouch!
Crouch!
Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crouch! Crou
Sit. Yes, 9.
Now the big shove. And Oliver gets it nicely, gets it away. That's very well done.
Even out, blue on the ground.
And Manawatu arrive in time. Picked up by Chris Eves. Got to get someone to clear this, so that'll be the easy way to do it for a penalty.
Or your side, you can't go their way.
Well, they scrambled out of it. Somehow Manawatu were confident enough to move the ball out of their 22, try and bring some of the attackers up so they could get a clear kick, and they won the penalty in the finish.
Well, that's a good kick. That's taken play back almost to halfway. Yeah, that's an incredible stat, that, isn't it? In fact, that applied to everybody. It's not just Auckland and Manawatu. You couldn't play rugby if you're over 20, the caught-up age to the First World War.
No chance. Boys, have a look with the touch judges.
So
Blue.
14 and a half minutes gone here.
You, look behind you.
Manawatu out of the Championship division, of course.
Yeah, we're bringing them up. Keep coming.
Playing Auckland, who made the grand final of the Premiership last year. Deflected into the arms of Callum Gibbons. Now Sturzaker, off it goes to Croswell. Sturzaker, and that came off a leg somewhere, and it might have been a hand. Yes, the boy for an hour 90. Not too far from Palmerston, Justin, you have to believe me.
I do.
You know where it is, Smithy, don't you?
Yes, there's a railway line goes straight through the middle of Manawatu. I think there's a pub on the corner, Nisbo. There's
That's
a golf course down the road a wee bit.
Yes.
And Hadley Parks comes from that area. There's a lot of brothers in the Parks family. He was head boy of Palmerston North. I was listening into a conversation before, around about 2005, head boy Palmerston North Boys High. As a boarder at College House.
That's a breeding ground of good rugby players. Not bad cricketers either.
Wow, what a surprise. Smithy knew there's a pub there as well.
Yes, 9.
Probably got a tag.
Early, blue. Early weight.
Oliver's going to take it quickly, and off he goes. Auckland struggling to get back 10 metres. Well, they're not struggling, they're not back 10 metres.
It's over here. It's over here.
Rob Foreman there in the number 2 jersey. Just saw him briefly. Played 100 consecutive provincial matches.
Good stuff. They're going to tap this.
Yep.
See that very often.
Give it a go. Good strong run by Fraser Stone. Oh, it's been turned over, and away goes Sean Polway. And there's an opportunity here. It's with Hickey. And he's through the first tackle, and he's lost it forward in the tackle of Dharma.
Might just have seen the reason they don't tap it very often from the adjusting.
Yeah, well, it's usually a quick tap, isn't it? Or the teams just go for the reset, another scrum, but they set themselves up for some fancy move and proceeded to turn the ball over. But look at those handling errors. That's poor from Auckland, the team with their quality. There's the turnover for Paul Wood, and then he actually throws a great pass across, and from there Hickey made his way through. It was a great tackle from Tharma from behind, which made him spill the ball forward. But lots of mistakes, and too many in the first 17 minutes for Auckland, and very much the reason they're behind on the scoreboard.
Crouch. Binds.
Sun still shining.
Sit.
Stadium lights on. I'd imagine by the time we finish, they're going to be necessary.
Behind the ball, 9.
Oliver fires it off to Tafui, the second 5 for Manawatu. Now
It's taken back.
Te Ruri,
Stop here. Stop here.
and he's got good distance again. That's an excellent kick. And quickly thrown in by Visania for Soilangi. And the fullback gets the return pass. And Auckland have possession around about their own 10-metre line with Hickey. Now Wepu. As the blindsiders work, nice hands from Molly. And in the finish, he was too close to the touchline. Visania, and over it he went.
Play on.
Now Manawatu have gone quickly here. And looking to play the game at pace, and Dharma has got plenty of toe, we know that. But Auckland have scrambled well in defence. Callum Gibbons. Now it's away to centre three-quarter Jason Emery. And they're looking to up the tempo here. Probably had a look at the opposition and said they're big boys. So if we play the game at speed, they might run out of puff. Sturzeka. Away it goes for Taruri. Here is Tafui. They've got a penalty advantage. Whether it still applies, you'd imagine it would do. There's a long cut-out pass, beautifully done. Now Croswell, and he gets it away. In the end, it goes to Gibbons through the hands of Fitzgerald. Now they've got another penalty advantage. Here's Oliver. Carried the ball a lot in the first 19 minutes of the game. Sturzeka. So Manawatu playing all the footy at the moment. Pretty tight in there, but there it is for Tharma. He serves it up, and a big charge from Eves. Here is Croswell bouncing out of a couple of tackles. Put his shoulder down and away he went. Now Biden's. Ball is there again for Sturzeka. Taruri, Tharma, long cut-out pass. Nice tackle though as Milner Scudder gets dumped. But it's still there on the Manawatu side. Now a hard charge at the line by Fitzgerald. Emery twisting and turning. Sturzeka, Tharma, and hitting on the nut. So it's not a knock on. Well, you wouldn't have thought so. Oliver serves it up. So they're going to try again. Manawatu. This is stirring stuff. Auckland's defence stretch, but it's getting there. Michael Fitzgerald. Now up the middle goes Eves. Well, we're close to 20 phases here. And into a gap goes Rob Foreman. And there's another penalty advantage.
Just a knock on.
Was it just a knock on? Instead, it's been picked up by Stone. Sturzeka. Advantage gone. So, yeah, it must have been... It didn't go for very long, so it must have been a knock on. In the end, it's been snapped up by Patrick Tupolotu for Auckland, so they've survived that. And banging away downfield. Oh, this is a very good kick.
Well, they managed to hang on, did Auckland. They looked good at certain stages of that attack, Manawatu, and they'd won themselves 2 penalties that they decided not to take advantage of. You can see there the work Auckland's doing on defence. 45 tackles to just 14 from Manawatu. And they only haven't had to make that many tackles because of Auckland's error rate. And obviously, Manawatu stringing phases together, but they couldn't break them.
So Foreman tipped by Stone. Awkward for Sturzeka on that occasion. Now Foreman again and drops the pass off to Bidens. And this is being held up by Auckland. So if it doesn't come back, it will be Auckland ball, and yes it is. There's 1 or 2 wounded here.
Well, I've got an interesting centre pairing, Manawatu. Very talented by the look of it. I haven't seen a lot of Taufui before, but he's a strong ball carrier. They're not big men either, he or Jason Emery, but they're good steppers. And integral part of this Manawatu back line. They've used Taufui on a number of occasions as the first receiver to hit the ball up. He's not tall at all, but boy, he's strong.
Auckland started like a house on fire against North Harbour. They got out to a 22-3 lead. Since that time, they've been outscored 25-8 by a couple of championship teams. In fact, the two teams that finished last and second last year. So they're taking a while to work their way into this game. Yeah, it's a good late Sunday afternoon crowd here in Palmerston North, and good conditions. Yes, they're from Wellington, Justin. They're not used to the cold.
Oh, they're used to the rain. Cut it out. I couldn't believe it rained last night in that test match. Out of nowhere. And it just did it for 5 minutes to get Smithy wet, which was great. And then it stopped.
I let you off the hook last night when you said, where's that rain come from? Generally, it comes from the sky. But let you off the hook there.
I thought you were going to say the south.
No. Anyway, let's look at this formation here for Auckland. They've got an attacking scrum. They have a blind of about 15, 16 metres on the left, but they've chosen to put all their eggs out towards the right. So left winger, Soeliongi, is just stationed in there, just out at centre, hovering at the back.
And you can see out there in these sort of orange-coloured boots, Visania, he is a big boy at fullback. So they want to probably get him running onto the ball. They don't want to get him the ball being lateral. They want him nice and quick onto the ball.
Bind.
And he looks like he has got some power.
So in it goes, and Auckland in a very good position here as Wepu hands it away to Parks. Now they go wide, and he's taken in a good tackle, but he got a nice pass away to Moala. But the Manawatu defence is there, and they won themselves a penalty as Moala just held on a little bit too long.
That was good defence from Manawatu. It wasn't badly executed by Auckland. A nice face ball from Hadley Parks. Then a nice set of hands out to Visania, the man I mentioned. But, you know, like any game, any modern game of rugby, any club game, any schoolboy game, if you take a big man low around the ankles, he will fall. And he did. And then they got players to the breakdown, Manawatu, and turned it over. So excellent defence. You said they were a bit leaky last week. Well, they certainly wised up in that area.
And the strength at the breakdown, I think, came from a couple of backs who were over there very quickly defending to the left. So Taufui was one. I think the fullback too was involved in that, Lewis Marshall.
Foreman throws, and off the top goes Fitzgerald. And good strong run by Callum Gibbons to Ruri. Now, Visania, he's got a bit of room to work out some steam here and takes on the Manawatu defence, but they're up to the task. Cleared away by Wepu to Manu. Kuliasi Manu trying to wrestle it off him. Wepu now back on the inside it goes, and Soeliongi is put away. Manu makes some more ground. He's handled the ball twice, and here goes Wepu. Good run, getting rid of Sturzaker.
Steel's good, play.
Great steal.
He got isolated, Puri, and here's a good bust right up the middle from Teruri, and he's got support. Now is Sturzaker. Can he go all the way, the little halfback? Not quite. Ball bounces loose. Now they're going to have to work out whether it was ripped away by an Auckland player or whether he lost it forward. Either or.
From what I saw, it was ripped back, but it's certainly with look.
Okay. Timo, you there? I want to have a look at this one. I want to first of all make sure there's no foul play on the ground by the defending blue player. And secondly, if that hasn't occurred, see if a try has been scored. So try yes or no after that, please.
Well, he was on his back. I wonder if he tried to pop it. So here he recognises he's down. No, that's been ripped. This is try time, big time.
Well, do you take the penalty try or just the conventional try?
I think conventional was both.
We're looking at it.
It was ripped and a foul play and a try. It was everything.
So it'll be a try to Tamasi Thama by the look of it. He's the first player there.
And Visania ripped it out, didn't he, with his hand while he was on the ground illegally.
On the ground, yep.
State. Yeah, sure, go for it. Yep. Thank you. Ripped back by Blue and then scored try.
Well, now we can talk about the try. It was a fantastic turnover initially. I think it was from Gibbons, who managed to get his hands on the ball, rip it free, and from there they launched a counter-attack. Te Ruri went to the line, inside ball. Here's Piri's break. He gets isolated slightly because he breaks away from his forward pack. Sturzaker, look, he's the man who drops him in the tackle. Here's the turnover, absolutely superb. The ball is laid back. Here's the inside ball was from Tharma, excuse me. He gives it to Emery, and then Sturzaker loomed up, put the pedal to the metal, and he couldn't quite get there. The tackle come from Vicinea, ripped out, and on the spot, the inside ball was from Tharma, and he scored the try.
And the conversion completed as well. So, Manawatu have rushed out to 15 points to 3.
And credit where credit's due too. Exactly. That turnover was Fraser Stone. The big lock got back first to it after Wepu was brought down and affected the turnover with his strength. The number 4.
Hickey kicks off. And well taken down by Nick Croswell. 26 minutes gone first half. Sturzaker. And all tried to flick the pass away, did Oliver. And a few knock-ons there, you would have thought. And Auckland knocked it on.
Well, we mentioned Tomasi Tharma in our build-up, and this is another look at the try, and this is what he can do well. See, he's a left winger, but he's come in as a first receiver, and the inside ball to Emery, the nice little step, and there's Tharma again backing up. So what he does is he's unconventional and he's hard to read, but he can break the game open from there, and it's hard to defend against a player like that.
Crouch! Binds! Stits!
It's not a steady scrum. And Auckland get done for pushing early. So off it goes to Taufu. And the little second five's not afraid to take the line on, that's for sure. Croswell throws a fairly loose pass. Emery hands it on to Marshall, the fullback. Now Dharma down the left wing side. And away he goes. And he's having a good game. Tomasi Dharma. Sturzaker away for Teriri. And here's Oliver. Sturzaker gets there quickly again. On it goes. Not a lot of room here for Milner Scudder. Out on the right wing side.
Sealing off.
And sealing off against Manawatu. So penalty goes against them.
Well, they need to find touch here, Auckland, because at the moment they're operating with 27% possession. So they haven't had any ball and any chance to launch their own attack. And the very rare times that they've been in Manawatu's half, they've gifted the ball back to them. So they need some discipline.
Yes, Manawatu very strong in the late 70s, early 80s, of course. Here's Parks, good run from him, taken down in the tackle of James Oliver. Wepu works it away. There's a bit more starch in this Manawatu defence today. There's Hickey. Toa. And with the headband on now. And another penalty goes Auckland's way. And they might just look at the post here.
Roll away.
Well, I know it's not an ideal penalty to give away, Smithy, but they're ultra competitive at the breakdown. They've actually got turnovers that we saw before that have led to tries, but they're causing Auckland a lot of grief in that area, aren't they? So they might as well be persistent and just try to maintain their discipline, but don't give up on that ruck intensity.
Well, if they go on at half-time with a lead, they'll be buoyed by that. They're going to have to play into a slight breeze in the second half, but they've shown their ability to hold on to the ball for long periods of time, so I'm not sure they'd be too phased about playing into the breeze. But the key is remaining in front for all the hard work and all their fortitude going into that break. They don't want to give this back to Auckland. Auckland traditionally over the years, when they've been at their best, have been really dangerous either side of half-time.
Simon Hickey has landed one already, and not this time. Well, that was from a handy position. So it stays at 15 points to 3. And Joe Edwards, the youngster, just being attended to there. So the big long kickoff claimed by Soilongi. Hickey, Moala gets it. Oh, good run by George Moala, looking for support, finds it too from Powa. He throws a loose pass, and Manawatu back in possession as the kick is made through.
Just isolated. They're doing this a lot at Auckland, Justin, from the breaks they make, the half breaks. The turnover from Wepu. Here's another one here, a pass that probably didn't have to be made after the good break. It was flanker Paul Watt there. He had players in support looming, but he threw a silly pass, and they find themselves on the back foot again.
Tom McCartney with just under 9 minutes remaining first half, and claimed in the finish by Saili. Manawatu not giving any ground at all. There it is now. Wepu now went to make the kick, and he hands it away. And Moala. Now Wepu goes short. Manu turns it into Molly. Good run from the big lock. Swung away by Saili. Now here it is with Parks. Fekatoa gets it off to Vesania. And all the balls ripped away and lost. Natalie Parks just pointing something out to the referee.
I think he probably wanted them to have a look at the replay. I think they're hard done by. The ball was ripped out. If it's ripped out, Auckland can't knock it forward, obviously. So I think they were slightly hard done by that, but they didn't help themselves. Look at those handling errors. They create a good, quick ruck speed. This is the ball being ripped out now. You see there. He gets his hands all over it. Does Milner Scudder, but they went lateral. You know, they got good, quick ruck speed ball, but then everyone just went crossfield, and they ended up right on this touchline over here with nowhere to go. Need some straightening, need some footwork, and some angles possibly coming back to hold that drifting Manawatu defence.
Crouch. Binds. Sit. Yes, 9.
Oliver gets it away. Once more it's to Tafui, the second 5. They got him up off the ground here, Auckland, hoping to win themselves a turnover, and they're going to get it too.
That was great work from Piri Wepu. He moved out from the scrum, so he made his way across field on defence, and he got Tafui underneath the elbow, underneath the armpits, and held the ball up. And here he goes. Wepu drifts across. See there, he's got his arms wrapped around the ball, in fact, and uses that as leverage and spins on his back, which he's entitled to do. The referee had already called more and affected the turnover. Well done, Piri Wepu, and he's created a good attacking opportunity. Exactly the same backline setup, Smithy, isn't it, as before? They went for the face ball last time. Have they got a different option up their sleeve this time around?
There's a slightly different option, because first receiver there is the bigger man in Parks. They've shifted Hickey out the centre. So there's a slight variation there, Justin.
Yes, 9.
Now Saili instead goes for a run. Peter Saili. And Wepu's got it now. Continuing away to the right through Manu. Liasi Manu. Now they've got him up off the ground. That might struggle to come back. No, he's done it well. There's Wepu and Tuangafasi. And Wepu now, Parks slings it wide here for Moala. Manawatu making their tackles. As Wepu again goes wide for Molly. Still there though for Wepo. Short. Vesanier grabbed it. Controlled it. And there is the goal line. And offside
Number
play
7.
against Manawatu.
Number 7 offside.
And it's Callum Gibbons who's been called.
Well, do Auckland risk it here? Do they have a crack at the corner? Hadley Parks, does he have a crack at the corner and say, let's back our line-out drive? Probably not.
He very nearly reached out and put that down. Lulangi Vesanier.
Boy, you'd actually almost argue he was tackled without the ball. He didn't really have a hold of it until he nearly hit the ground, and they were trying to grab a hold of him nice and early.
Well, it's around about this position he missed last time. Nice kick this time. Judged it beautifully. 15 points to 6.
Yeah, he's on turn it right now for you, Roy.
So just a few minutes remaining in this first half. Manawatu have scored the tries, 2 of them. As Saili takes it in for Auckland. Now Morley, who's come into his own in the last couple of minutes. A couple of good runs. And the ball thrown away by Tui Pelotu. Now Parks. Here is Vesanier coming in. And the latter hash of this Auckland. Oh, looks a little bit lackadaisical and a bit languid out of midfield.
Just lateral, I think. They're trying to get it to these potent back 3, but they're just doing it by shifting the ball across the field, and it's making it easy for Manawatu to drift across and shut them down.
Foreman overthrows it straight to Tuangafasi in the big prop. He's a bit isolated at the moment. Now the troops arrive. And Wepu gets it away for Hickey to Parks. Parks continuing a long run. 10-metre line Manawatu territory as Wepu sends it wide again. Tuangafasi met with good strong defence by Manawatu. And another penalty. So they're giving the penalties away. Now whose boots that? Tuangafasi. Yeah, well he looked a bit laboured in his running.
Another one of your players all over on the ball on the ground. We've just spoken about that. Here's your warning.
So he gets the boot back, and the penalty. Auckland passing up the chance here to kick for goal.
That's some kick. That's gone right down into the 5. Tuangafasi, this is where he loses his boot. Doesn't stop him empowering forward. A missed line out from Manawatu. Will they pay? So close to half-time. Their own error. Auckland have capitalised and got themselves to a great attacking position. They look set for the drive.
So dragged down by Edwards it was. Now it's in there, and Auckland driving towards the line. There it is, right at the back. Manu has it. You're going to have another go. Now Polwart crawls an extra metre or so, wasn't held. Tuangafasi through the middle. Desperate defence from Manawatu into the last minute of the first half. Now Wepu goes wide, it's loose and tidied up by Parks. Manawatu looking to turn it over, can't do so. And Wepu now, away it goes to Fekatoa. And great tackle on him. Wepu held up. They're making the tackles that matter. So now Hickey away from Mawala. Siren goes, but we'll play it out, obviously, as Manu. Hadley Parks goes right up the centre, and they've got a penalty, and they might end up with a yellow card here.
Same thing we talked about.
What happened to the advantage? Hadley Parks charging ahead, and the whistle blows.
Point.
So they've milked a yellow card out of it, Auckland, by opting to kick for touch. They had the opportunity to kick for posts earlier on. They went for touch. They launched their attack, and because of that, they're going to get their 3 because it's nice and close for Hickey this time. An easier kick, and Tomasi Thama is on his way to the bin.
Yeah, great shame because it was a terrific tackle made out wide here. This is Michael Fitzgerald. What a great effort from the big lock. Got to his feet and then claimed Wepu as well. It was outstanding work, and really it was a shame from that point on that they infringed.
Well, it looked like he had him, didn't it, Vicky Toa? You saw him go through that gap, but he just got him right around the bootlaces. Saved a try.
And the penalty goes over. So 3 penalty goals by Simon Hickey in the first half. So 15 points to 9. Manawatu have scored the 2 tries in the game so far. And Smithy is down sideline, and he's going to have a chat with Peter Saili.
Well, a couple of late penalties. Peter makes the scoreboard look a bit interesting, but I'm sure you've got more work to do here.
Oh, we've got more than more, mate. We've got plenty of work to do. We've got to look after our own rucks. Not holding onto the ball, just doing the basics well. It's not good enough.
Had to make a lot of tackles too.
Yeah, a lot of tackles, and we're not sticking to our systems. Some guys are jumping out of it. Not only that, we're not making our 1-on-1, so we've got a lot to work on. So hoping in the next 40, next 20, we're going to put some more.
Go and listen to the message, mate. Thanks.
Yes, there will be a message too, I'm sure, from Wayne Pivac. So, half-time here at the FMG Stadium in Palmerston North. Manawatu with a couple of tries, but a man in the bin for the next 10 minutes. Lead by 15 points to 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the halftime show. It's the blind side to start off the home season this year. Our competitors playing for 2 prize packs from TUI with combined over $350. How does it work? Well, our teams of 2 have to make it from one end of the field to the other and back again to score a point. Here's the thing. One at a time they'll be blindfolded, spun around till they're all dizzy, and then they've got to make it the other way. Whilst one person's blindfolded, the other person in the team can guide them by voice only. No touching. All right, our teams, let's meet them on the stadium side, on the grandstand side. Dion and Seamus, and you may see a chest plate on Dion. It's not a protective piece of equipment or anything, it's just a Seamus name, like he's running for the council. Good on you, Dion, Martin. Also, we have next to the goalpost on the grandstand side, Chris and Aaron. Good luck, you guys. On the big screen side of the goalposts, we have Utah and Christian. Utah and Christian, good on you guys. And over in that little park, the embankment is Terry and Amanda. Good luck, girls. All right, so here we go. 3 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1.
Final match of the second round of the ITM Cup, and the home team Manawatu leading Auckland with 2 tries scored firstly by Nick Sturzaker and then Tamasi Dharma. One of those converted by Jade Tururi, and he also kicked a penalty. And Simon Hickey missed one easy one, but he kicked 3 from 4. So 15 points to 9.
And as we look at some of the first half highlights, well, this was from a mistake from Auckland. That Manawatu got an opportunity right out in front of the post, and they took that chance. Sturzaker off the back of the scrum showed great gas, and he managed to get himself over, beat Joe Edwards. You can see there he's a bit slow off the scrum, and Manawatu struck first with an excellent and undertaken try.
And the second try, well, Auckland through Piri Wepu made a good run, but he got a little bit isolated here, and there was a lovely turnover. And then some nice interpassing, started by Dharma, and he put Emery clear. And he in turn found the man who scored the opening try, Sturzaker. Came up just short, but it was a rake back by an Auckland player. And Dharma was the first man to score, or the first man to get the ball. So those were the 2 tries in the game. And you'd imagine that Wayne Pivac will have a fair bit to say to the Aucklanders. They came into this game as the screaming hot favourites. As you'd expect, they are a premiership team playing against a championship team.
Well, we look at the stats and the breakdown. Well, they're not very flattering towards Auckland, are they? They've had the territory okay, but everything else they're losing, and in particular, things like handling errors are really costing them. Manawatu have missed more tackles, which is a bit hard to believe, because in the later stages of that first half, Auckland actually got some possession, and Manawatu fell off a few, but the majority of that first half Auckland will be unhappy with, and there'll be some stern words at half-time.
And don't forget, they will start the second half, Manawatu, with only 14 players. Tamasi Dharma has a yellow card. So we look forward to that. Half-time here, Palmerston North. Manawatu, the home team, ahead by 15 to 9. Team's about to re-emerge from the dressing rooms, and an opportunity for us to check in with the Manawatu coach, Jason O'Halloran, and he's with Ian Smith.
Well, Jason, a little bit of ill-discipline at the end's put you under some pressure now, but by and large pretty happy?
Yeah, pretty happy. I think we can be a little bit lower in contact, Smithy, and make sure we're targeting threats to the breakdown, but other than that, quite happy.
First 10 very important, now down to 14.
Yeah, that's right. We need to make sure we look after possession and play at the right end of the field, and just have the same intensity in defence. I was pretty happy with that in the first half.
All right, good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, Jason.
Yes, he's a great rugby thinker, Jason O'Halloran, and trying to work out a way to negate only having the 14 players for the next 10 minutes or so. There's a lot of young fans here. Good start time, of course, 4:35. So the youngsters able to get here. So 14 against 15 for the first 10 minutes of this second half. Simon Hickey with the ball. 3 penalty goals for Auckland in the first half. 15 points to 9.
No changes, Nisbet, at this stage, of course, except for the fact that Manawatu have gone 16 for 2. Bryn Templeman, just keep an eye out for him, and don't fear Luke Braid not far away for Auckland.
Okay, as the kickoff is made and taken down by James Oliver for Manawatu. The run made by Fraser Stone. Now the clearing kick by Te Ruri, and it doesn't go out. It's been knocked on quite clearly. Just away from, well, we could see it, but the crowd on the far side certainly advised the referee of what happened.
It's a long way back. Peter Saeli had to come quite a wee way forward. He got there in time, but probably just misjudged how quickly that ball was dropping. It is into the breeze, obviously, as Ian Smith mentioned. Manawatu now playing into it, so he's probably just not quite got that right with the way that it held up in the breeze. 5 of Manawatu, 6 wins over Auckland were recorded between 76 and 81. You'll remember them like they were yesterday, Nisbo.
Oh, they were a tremendous team, Manawatu, and they had the Ranfurly Shield for a while as well.
Crouch.
Well, you can mention a few names from that era, Justin.
Bind.
A little bit for your time.
Sit. S9.
Natural light starting to fade, so the stadium lights will kick in as Manawatu, and they're going to somehow try and kill this 10 minutes off, and that's a good charge by Taufui. He's impressed at second 5. He's a very strong runner. Here's Nick Croswell, the skipper, and the opposing skipper holding him up too. And Auckland are very good at this. We've noticed that they're able to hold the player, the ball carrier, up off the ground and turn it over.
And what did Jason O'Halloran say? Got to play the game lower with ball in hand. We're too high. Another example there.
It was good work from Hadley Parks on the loose forward. Croswell, here's the charge through the middle. Taufui, the ball gets laid back nicely, and from there it gets out to Croswell. Watch Hadley Parks, look at that where he hits him, like we saw Piriwepu do before. He's assisted as well, but Parks has got his hands all over the ball. He did extremely well.
Not good news here for Manawatu. It's looking very likely as if Mike Fitzgerald is going to leave the park, and he had a strong first half for them in the middle of the scrum at line-out time, and he will be replaced by the number 18, Hamish Gosling.
Yeah, it looked like he just had a slight limp. Well, they come in all colours and sizes these days, the boots.
They didn't have those between 76 and 81, did they?
Black boots, white laces.
That's right. Well, this is where they've got the advantage, obviously, with Farmer off Auckland. So if they can get the good platform, they've got the numbers in the back line. They've stacked them all to the left. And a great attacking opportunity.
So Wepu works the blind side for Moala. Trying to pull Manawatu right across to this far side, which opens up the field on the other side. Now Tuangafasi lays it back for Wepu. Off it goes to Parks. Wasn't a great pass. Fekatoa had to go back and get it. Now it's been knocked down and it's loose. As Wepu works it away for Peter Saili. Oliver, who's had a strong game today. Now Moley, who looked good towards the end of that first half, and Chunga Fasi across the line, and now Manawatu have gone quickly here. Opportunity to clear from inside the 22, but rather than kick it, they're going to try and run it away. Here's Emery, and he finds good support too. And the little kick through by Milner Scudder, and it came off an Auckland foot. So, boy, they have suddenly got themselves 70 metres downfield.
Well, Taufui's been excellent tonight, and he's the man who decided not to kick and pass. And the inside pass there to Milner Scudder, a little bit of a stutter step, and they get the ball back. So that's excellent work, particularly with the man down on the back line to have the ambition to run.
Oh, that was a bit fortunate. It fell into the Manawatu player's arms at the back. He wasn't the jumper. Now Croswell is going to have a little run. In fact, he gets it away to Eves. Now the run from Fraser Stone. Stur Zaka to Ruri. Oh, the ball stolen straight away by Tuipulotu. Wepu. To turn and go back. He's done very well. He had to look over his shoulder to fullback Lewis Marshall. And there's some nice runners in this Manawatu team. There's Sturzaka moves it away. Here's Croswell. Again, travelling reasonably high, but this time he gets the ball to ground. Sturzaka. Low pass, nicely put through by Emery. Here comes Taufui again. Well, that's offside. It was knocked on by Auckland and fell straight into a following player's arm. So they've dodged a bullet there. Now they've knocked it on. And play on. And he's going back for the knock-on. Oh, thank goodness the whistle went. There was about a million things that went wrong there. we just decided to let it go. It was comical in the end.
Bit of discipline and a bit of common sense might come into the ranks now, because here comes Luke Braid, a man of immense ability and experience. Tipped already this maybe as the Blues leader next year, so his introduction will be welcome. But a lot of mistakes here, and situation really where I think Auckland thought the ref was going to blow his whistle. Everyone did, and everyone just stood around. So that's Edwards leaving the park.
So difficult here for Manawatu. They've created themselves a great opportunity, but they're a man down in the back line. So the key thing is either to use the number 8 off the back and use the loose forwards, try and work yourself to a penalty, or crash and hit the middle. And I would suggest if they're going to do that, Taufui is the man to go for. He's been excellent tonight. Or Emery's footwork perhaps after Taufui smashing the ball up.
So steady scrum and hook quickly too. Sturzaka runs away, and now it's off to Taufui. Sturzaka again, and a quick inside pass from Croswell there. Now away it goes for Oliver. Spins out of one. Staying blindside. And getting it away nicely. Beautiful hands. Now Marshall, the fullback. Lewis Marshall. They're closing in here. Charged by Tururi now. Away for Taufua. And he's got a penalty out of midfield. Now they can kill another minute here. Remembering they're down to 14 until we get to the 50-minute mark by kicking for goal.
Absolutely. And they worked it perfectly. Off the scrum, it was Taufui who took it up. They smashed it up. Crosswell came around the corner. And then there was just some nifty little skills down the touchline where it's Tharma there getting himself ready to come back on. We should pan off that, actually. And you know, there was some footwork, there's some fancy passes, and they were willing to play rugby, Manawatu, on that far side. They worked it back and milked the penalty in the finish, which is exactly what they're after. Check this out. Look at the back flip, a bit of sidestepping here, a bit of jumping around and spinning, and that's just superb.
Not an easy kick. Still, you can see the breeze, the flags in the background next to the big scoreboard. So just fluttering a wee bit. So he's looking right hand upright here, probably Jade Taruri, but it's immensely important kick because it pushes them out to that mark where Auckland have to score twice. Still a long way to go, but psychologically.
Well, he's judged it well. So he lands the penalty, his second of the evening. And Manawatu restore that 9-point advantage.
Auckland desperately need some sort of general out there. They need someone to take the control of this game, to marshal the forwards, but to get them in the right areas of the ground where they can play the kind of rugby you would expect from them. Is Hickey the man? That's too deep.
It's way too deep, and Cross will easily. Again, he's high and has to try and rip it down to the ground. Oh no, another turnover.
I didn't hear him call more then. I think he was probably harshly done by
On the kick-off.
Distinctively has to say more, the referee, for the players to be allowed to then just lie on the ball when the player got to ground, which Croswell eventually did. But regardless of that, Halloran mentioned at half-time to you, didn't he, Smithy? Too high, and that's 2 times already that Croswell's just been hitting the contact too high and making himself vulnerable to be held up.
Well, this is a great opportunity for Auckland because Dharma will be back in around 30 seconds.
Binds. Sits. Yes, no.
So Wepu gets it in. He's going to work the open side here, and off it goes to fullback Visania. He got it away to Polwart. Now Wepu up for Tuangafasi. Manawatu piling into that one. And they might just be due to get their man back now.
On the ground for a tackle, unplayable.
Well, they'll need him here too because it's quite a big blind side to block up, and he'll come back onto the park, Dharma. Manawatu feel a little bit aggrieved there. They thought they'd turned the big prop and had access to that ball.
He's only the second player that has been sin-binned, and we're 14 games into the ITM Cup.
George Moala's a key here, Justin. Yeah. He's right behind Peter Saili here.
They opted to go with him right last time, didn't they?
Binds. Sit. Yes, 9.
There is Moala, first receiver. Takes a wee bit of putting down. In fact, they haven't even yet. They latched onto the ball, though, but he's laid it back nicely. Now Wepu, and a charge at the line, and they have scored. And it is Tui Pelotu.
Well, it was all too easy in the finish for Auckland. It was because of the Manawatu Turbos deciding that they wanted to attack the ball when Moala came off the scrum. Now, if they'd dropped them, which they've done pretty well in this game around the legs, he wouldn't have made all the inroads. Swatch here, they're on him reasonably quickly. He gets to there, and then they try to attack the ball. Look at them, they try to hold him up, and he just rides his way through all those tacklers with his power. From there, they're on the back foot, and Tui Pelotu hits a good line, and over he goes.
Yes, it was easy as a well-worked move, wasn't it? And Moala is so strong. It's a Super 15 class there. He is a terrific player. A lot more to see from George Moala, but that strength, that close to the line.
So a handy position for Hickey to make the conversion. And it's now just a 2-point lead for Manawatu. Ironically, the try coming just when they were restored to 15 men. Is that guy trying to tell us it's cold?
He's surely.
Hard enough, pal.
That's right, Nisbo. Well said.
Taruri then with the restart goes really low and claimed by Manu. Now Wepu to Hickey, away for Parks. Lisanier worked it away to the left wing 3/4. It is Soe Longi, and now Auckland looking to play with a bit more confidence. Here's the try scorer. Taking a good tackle by Oliver as Wepu. Now Parks keeps it nice and low and controlled by Lewis Marshall.
Danger time for Manawatu. You sense Nick Croswell just taking a bit of time to get back to the line out here.
Hey, get in.
Dangerous time. Auckland just looking to assert some dominance out, somehow with some continuity of possession.
Tom McCartney, and nicely done by Saili. Now Parks, oh, he got through the tackle. Hadley Parks looking to link up, and he does so with Fekatoa. Now here is a charge from Parks again. Now they go wide, and they've got numbers here. Just couldn't get it across Polwart. And Manawatu really having to defend. Suddenly somebody's thrown the switch as McCartney takes it in to the setup. Back to the blind side. But Manawatu's defence strong through the centre. Now they go again. Once more. Another shot at the line, and the try is scored. And it could be Sean Polwart. Oh, it might be, yes it is. Sean Polwart scores the try. And all of a sudden Auckland come bouncing back and they hit the front.
Well, they're doing what they didn't do in the first half. They're going direct. They're going through the middle first before shoveling the ball wide, and it's a simple game when the opposition is on the drift. So that time it was Parks who just went nice and direct. He slipped the tackle. Look at that, just straight running through the middle, nice offload, and from there Manawatu are scrambling because they're punching onto the ball. Good clean outs. That's over the advantage line again, and then they were just patient, and Polwart gets his hands on the ball here at the back, gets driven over by his teammates. Well constructed, direct and physical, Smithy.
Yeah, a good bust, wasn't it, by Hadley Parks, who also got to his feet and was instrumental in the second phase as well. Busted clean through the tackle of Jade Deruri, went a little bit high on him. Too strong there, the Auckland skipper.
Up really high, but not coming back this time from Simon Hickey. So it's an unconverted try, and Auckland down 15-9 at half time, now lead 21-18. "16 minutes gone." As Saili takes it outside the 22. Now Hickey and Parks, whose kicking's been good tonight, gets it off the left boot. And Manawatu scrambling back once more. This time it's Milner Scudder. And this won't go into touch either. So Auckland get a chance from around about halfway. Taken up by Moala. Now Wepu sends it off to Hickey. Polwart somehow got it away, but there was a knock on. Went from one player to the other, and it was lost forward. And changes coming up here, Smithy.
Yeah, looks like Kamasi Tharma was. We saw him get him treatment. Well, he hasn't really recovered since he's gone back on the park, so he's going to get a spell. And Newton to Druitt in jersey 22 will replace him here on the left wing.
Oh, there you go. And try to a penalty.
Yes, 9.
So Manawatu. A little bust there by Milner Scudder, but he threw a loose pass and it's gone for Wepu. And he's taken down by Oliver. Now Morley. Change of direction by Kuliasi Manu. Back to Parks, who's playing really well against his old team. Perry Wepu might be the player down here. Just in the foreground, and he's not happy at all. As Auckland continue. So Hickey has to play at halfback. Now Parks sends an awful pass. Moala having to go back. Chased across by Emery. Got upended in the finish. And Manawatu trying to drive over the top of this and doing a pretty good job of it. Yep, they've walked over the top of it. So now they've lost the ball forward. And it's off goes Malakai Fikitoa. Polwart sends it on for Tuipulotu. And the pass out the back of the hand. And it's forward. So let's have a look at Perry Wepu. He doesn't look at all happy. Looks like maybe ribs.
Yeah, it could be something as sinister as ribs, or he could just be winded, but it does look like it could be more of a problem than just that for Perry Wepu. Plenty of intensity at the breakdown from Manawatu. I think this is the incident for Perry Wepu. Puts the step on, looks reasonably innocuous then, but he's gone down on a really awkward angle. In fact, he could have been crunched by the ball. You can see him looking up there, and he looks okay. And then he decides, no, I'm not okay anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's ribs or is it a wrist area. I think he's flexing his arm there. I think he might have a problem with his right wrist or right elbow, but that's it for the night for Mrs. Wepu. She can hop in the car and go home if she likes now, because Wayne Naluafi in jersey 20 has replaced Perry Wepu. Looks like flexing of the arm there.
So a chance for Manawatu to strike. He implemented some good turnovers in that period from good ruck intensity. And they need to strike back. It's been Auckland's 20 minutes, really, since the kick-off at half-time. They need to fight their way back, Manawatu.
6. Yes, 9.
So Sturzaker gets it in. To Ruri. Nicely taken in the finish, and quick hands, but he had a bit of a flick at it. Did Lewis Marshall. The pass was well in front of him. Well, they've always managed to produce some outstanding backs, and you only have to go back a couple of years to a couple of blokes called Smith and Cruden. And it looks like a promising set here too, Justin.
Yeah, it certainly does. They're certainly not afraid to move the ball, and glaringly, obviously, Auckland have made more handling errors, but they do have some potent attackers out there. I think Fikitoa made a good read there. There's Perry Wepu. That looks like it's ice on the shoulder, so he maybe when he went down awkwardly like that, has landed on his AC or something. Doesn't look very comfortable, does he?
Yes, 9.
So now it's Naluafi at halfback for Auckland, and an awkward pass earlier. It was Fikitoa who was going to be the first receiver. Never got to touch it though. Now it's off to Moley. Been strong tonight with the ball in hand. Naluafi gets it back, and Hickey, nice looking kick, getting a bit of distance on it. But the clearance made, and effectively done too by fullback Lewis Marshall. So we're into the last quarter of the game, and there's never been a lot in this. All the hard work that Manawatu have done after their hiding from Hawke's Bay has still paid off. As McCartney throws, both sides have a flick at it. In the end, it's Hickey who has to tidy up. Naluafi. Here is Luke Braid. First time that he's really got involved. Puts it there for Naluafi. Parks' kick has come off one of the Manawatu players, so they're going to try and open it up here. And Good pace shown down this left wing side. This is tremendous pace. Little kick and chase from Tundru. He's the replacement for Dharma, and they've turned the ball over. And here they go. Here is Teruri. And a real opportunity here for Manawatu if they can clear it quickly. It'll take a while to come out of there. Auckland have managed to regroup. Now it goes across from Gosling into the arms of Gibbons. Here's Fraser Stone, the big lock. Sturzaker. Auckland look to have this pretty well covered, but once again the man in the 18. And that is Hamish Gosling. And he was under advantage, was referee Bryant. Looks like he might have a message for Auckland this time.
Same warning I gave them in the first half. You slow down their ball again under pressure, someone's gone. Tell them.
Well, not only that, I struggle to see how they actually got back on side after their break. There seemed to be a lot of Auckland players as the ball was coming out the Manawatu backline still making their way back on side. So probably dodged a couple of bullets there at Auckland, but Manawatu are going to show some bravado. They've gone for the line out, they've backed themselves, they're taking the game by the scruff of the neck. Will they get the reward for that?
Well, this is brave.
Oh, good on them,
yeah.
I say.
So the line-out throw is good from Templeman. Now they're going to try and shift Auckland right back over the goal line. Still in there, still in there. And it's going to come up short. And the ball will be turned over. And it'll be a 5-metre scrum, but it will be defender's ball.
A couple of changes coming here too for this scrum here. Manawatu hot on attack. They're going to have a change at halfback too. Little fella in form of Papa Pariwera and jersey 20, and that is to replace Nick Sturzaker.
Check out that sunset set, Nisbo. You'll be used to that in Wellington.
Yes. That is Wellington down there.
ITM Judd, ITM Judd. Tardy is waiting for you at the school.
When you opt for the line out and you don't reap the benefits of it, the next best thing is to apply some scrum pressure if you can. Stay disciplined in doing that, and then force the opposition into a panicked kick. And then you've got another opportunity to launch an attack deep in the opposition's half. So discipline and some pressure from Manawatu is needed.
Sit. Yes, 9.
So rolled into the scrum, and a big one from Manawatu. And that's been twisted through the 90 degrees, and a few high fives going on here.
Well, that's a Super 15 front row they've made a mess of there. Manu, McCartney, Tuunga Fasi, all Super 15 players.
And they were pumped up as well. High fives, as Nisbo mentioned. It's always dangerous when forwards start attempting high fives. Someone could get hurt. Look at this power come through. And then the spin. So I only picked it up pretty quick, but it had already gone through the 90 by that stage. They need to back it up now on their own ball.
Crouch. Binds. Sit. I'm going to come over here, guys. Come over here.
I think if I was going to go to anybody here, you can see there the way that they set up Manawatu. Milner Scudder's just there by Taufui. I think I'd be going to him. He's been very good and powerful. He seems to have good footwork as well. Give him a go nice and close to the line, and then they can launch their assault with the forwards coming around, and then perhaps free Emery on the outside.
Sit.
So now
Yes, 9.
Whare Wera gets it in. Now it's Auckland's turn. Oh, it's a big scrum from Auckland. And Manawatu stood up.
Number 3, standing up.
So it was against the tight head prop for Manawatu. Chris Eves standing up with the pressure on.
This is the innovation of the new scrum law. You can't rely on the hit to get the ball in, and as soon as the hit, if you get a good one, the halfback can put it in and get the ball out. You've got to rely on your power, and they didn't have the power then, Manawatu. More changes, Smithy?
Just one in the front row for Auckland, so Polasi Manu and jersey 1 replaced by Sam Prattley in 17.
So the line out is won by Tui Pelotu, and up it goes to Braid. Lays it back nicely for Manawatu. That is a long kick and all bounce just. That was beautifully judged.
Well, that's the kind of rugby that they'll be looking for from Hickey as their general. Now that they've got this lead, putting them in the right area of the field, and that is precision stuff. And now pressure on the scrum for Manawatu, now pressure on their line out.
So Bryn Templeman to throw. Taken down by the skipper. Kick made by Whare Wera, claimed by Moala. And George Moala right on halfway. Again, Manawatu putting pressure on. Oh, a lot of green jerseys there, and they affected the turnover and the penalty.
Never a great fan of the ball being kicked on a box kick like that, and the winger just going straight back to where all the opposition forwards are coming from. You're running yourself into trouble. You're best to shift it a pass wide, just pull them across, and if you need to come back down that zone, then at least you've got away from the meat of the forward pack. He's gone right into the maul there, and they swoop on it, get the turnover.
It'll be a little while before we have this line out, because the replacement hooker Bryn Templeman's gone down on halfway with what looks to be an ankle problem. So
it's the law. It's the law.
Got to have the thrower.
That's his right leg's in trouble all up and down, isn't it, really?
It's the form of Hayden Bedwell Curtis shortly to replace Fraser Stone.
The line out throw, Auckland let them have it, and away it goes to Tuleri. Here's a charge by Oliver in centre field. Now they come from a bit of a distance, and this is Lewis Marshall, the fullback. Tuleri, that's off. And it'll be taken in right near the 22. Whare Wera. Auckland trying to hold the player up off the ground. They've been very effective at that. Now here is Taufui, and he's been really strong. Finally upended by Hickey. Tipped on it goes for Oliver. Crosswell has the ball knocked away from him. And in fact, it was knocked away by an Auckland player who knocked it on.
The ball's been picked up, so it's out.
Good defence from Auckland. They do have some steppers and they have some power, Manawatu, but that was excellent discipline. Yes, they had a slight problem here. The ball getting knocked out of Crosswell's hands.
A couple of changes here, one apiece. So that is the one that's Bedwell Curtis I pointed out before. He's on for Fraser Stone, and here on the right wing, George Moala making way for Vince So in jersey 21.
On the back, replacing Fraser Stone.
So a good attacking position for Manawatu. However, they're going to have to get their scrum right. They couldn't do it before on their own ball, and I'd imagine Auckland would recognise that, and they'll be going for that shunt again to try and turn the ball over or at least win a penalty.
Crouch. Binds. Sit. Yes,
Oh, too much pressure. They couldn't strike. Manawatu Auckland certainly could. And a run up the centre from Sailongi. Now Hickey just playing the percentages now as best he can, but it's been fielded by Marshall, and he just couldn't get the pass back in field and hacked into touch by Parks. So it will be Manawatu ball. Well, it's been a funny old game, really. Auckland burst into life for about a 5 or 6 minute period, then returned to type. So Bryn Templeman throws again, and the ball is knocked out and knocked into touch. It's Auckland ball though, so Manawatu trying to throw quickly. Good line-out win. Crowd howling, saying it's not straight, and they get their way too. So McCartney not convinced. That is the beauty of the home ground, I guess.
Big problem is Manawatu now have to go to a scrum.
They could call another line-out, couldn't they?
Yes, and maybe they should.
Well, the thing about the new scrums, Justin, you can't just hoof it in when you feel like it. You've got to wait.
That's right. Yeah, you've got to wait for the referee to let you get the feed into the scrum. So they're going to be under the pump again, Manawatu, I think.
Sit. I can't let the ball go until it's steady. And if you push early again, I'll penalise you. You've had two early pushes. Do it again, I'll penalise you.
Let's work. Let's go, boys. Let's have fun. 8 minutes. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. You've got 100 last 10. Here we go, last 10. Come on.
Just under 8 minutes remaining.
Bind. Sit. Yes, 9.
Now the push comes, and Manawatu is struggling, but not quite as badly as last time. And Auckland have got it. And Saili gets it away. Parks gets it even further away. And Lisa Nia goes down. Now Parks. Across it goes to McCartney. Now Loafi and now Hickey again. Oh, this could go all the way, and all the way it does. So they can go all the way back for a scrum.
And roll the dice again.
May or may not be an advantage.
No, it's not an advantage at the moment. They've lost the last 3.
Well, to be fair, they need that grunt in the second row, don't they? And they've lost both their experienced locks, and Fraser Stone, and they lost Mike Fitzgerald some time ago. And when they lost that extra grunt, I think they lost that pressure. And make a change in the front row to see if that makes a little bit of difference. So in jersey number 17, we've got Damien Horgan coming on for Hubert Bidens.
Well, I think when your scrum is like this and it's really compromised, you've just got to bite the bullet and basically suck it up. And Oliver's just got to pick it up. As soon as it gets to his feet, just pick it up and reset it like a mini maul and go from there. He got panicky before and tried to kick it out of the scrum. He's just got to get it away from that zone.
Sit. Yes, 9.
Well, it's a scramble again. It's been hacked ahead. Or knocked on.
Backwards again.
I would think. Backwards. No, it's gone backwards.
Save it, Blue.
From Tundru.
Take him back.
And now Manawatu. Still inside their 22, and there's Parks going for the ball again. It seems to be a real ploy for the way Auckland are defending. Almost tackling the ball. Now Manawatu again from deep inside their own 22, and it's a little bit reckless. snapped up, penalty.
Offside. Offside.
I'm just wondering now, Justin, whether, and we have to go back a fair way, whether that attempt to score a try rather than kick the penalty was a good idea.
Yeah, good point. They backed themselves and didn't quite get there.
So it will be Manawatu line out. They're much more comfortable in the line out than they are in the scrum. But they've got exactly 5 minutes. And Bryn Templeman is the thrower. And Crosswell goes off the top. So Tereri. Taking it in is Callum Gibbons. Now Crosswell. And nice work. Marshall. They're almost up to halfway here. As it's cleared away for Tereri once more. Plenty of willing runners. Tafui. He's got a nice pass up to Oliver. Now he in turn gives it away to Gibbons. Starting to look pretty good with the ball in hand, Manawatu. And...
Off his feet. 20, sorry, 20.
And gets the 20.
Hands over the ball, setting off.
Fari Wera.
It's a harsh one, I think. Sorry, Nisbo. I do think that's a harsh one.
A strong game, James Oliver. So Hickey's kick is a good one, and that'll take play right back to the 22.
Beautiful hands here. They had no room to work in, but they still managed to get themselves down the touchline. Back inside to Emery there. Taufui makes a great break. Oh, great set of hands to Oliver. He's on his feet. That's a harsh penalty.
Line out, good throw by McCartney, taken down by Tui Pelotu. Auckland will try and keep this reasonably tight, you would think. Off it goes to Braid. Not much chance of scoring 4 tries and getting a bonus. But they might get 3 points here, which will make life very difficult for Manawatu.
Well, they should take it just to soak up the clock, shouldn't they? It's going to take the best part of a minute. And in saying that, they're going to go for touch.
Why would you?
Not sure.
2.5 minutes. They've only scored 2 tries. Well, the call must have come from the skipper.
Well, they got so much power in the scrum. I wonder whether they're going to back a line-out drive here.
And then get back down to halfway and maybe try and score another one. Yeah, big drive coming up.
Last feet, 7! 16!
Now they go wide, short pass to Saili. He never really controlled the ball, Peter Saili. It was up round his shoulder.
Got the ball, Manawatu.
Well, they've got a long way to go, 100 metres. Yeah, there's no way out of that. They could have got really fancy in the in-goal area, but it was never going to work. So 90 seconds remaining. Auckland passing up the opportunity to go for 3 points in the pursuit of 5, maybe 7. Now Polwa, who's one of the try scorers. Now Tonga Fasi.
16, let him go!
Manawatu looking to
16. 16.
he goes against replacement hooker Bryn Templeman.
No, because he's on the ground. How much time have we got, Paddy? Minute and a half. Hold it.
Scrum.
So what's a scrum? Not sure where the minute and a half comes from.
As soon as their man's knee hits the ground, you've got to let go away. It's not a more. You understand?
Well, this is less of a risk. The line-out's been okay, but they opted for the touch before. But the scrum has been, particularly in the second half, a major weapon. So from here, they do have the ability to soak up the clock and possibly score a try. It would be an injustice probably to Manawatu, who fought hard if Auckland were to score and deny them a bonus point.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
So counting down to the end of this game.
Just 9.
Gutsy effort by Manawatu, but they're going to come up short, it would seem. And ball lost. And offside. Well, who knows? They need to go about 95 metres. Have they got time to kick it out and have a line out? That'll be the question Nick Croswell will be asking.
He's just said that he has.
Yep. So he's got to carve off a decent hunk of ground here and see whether they can launch something. Still a long way to go, but at least they've got a chance. So we understand around about 30 seconds remaining.
Ball off the top here and look for another run from one of their midfield backs who've been doing it all night.
Well, they're going to win it though. Good effort by Auckland and taken in by Manawatu, and he slams it out into touch. No, I haven't heard the siren.
I haven't heard the siren. There it is.
Oh, yes.
I thought that ball was out before the siren, but
there you go.
That's full time.
That is full time, and Auckland get the points. 4 of them. 21 points to 18 after Manawatu led 15-9 at half time. But Auckland got a couple of quick tries in the second half and have got the points here in Palmerston North.